In a shocking development that has sent ripples through South Africa's political landscape, President Cyril Ramaphosa has formally authorized the arrest of Julius Malema, leader of the Economic Freedom Fighters, EFF. This dramatic decision, the first of its kind since the dawn of South Africa's democratic era in 1994, stems from Malema's controversial actions in Parliament earlier this week, where he publicly chanted "Jubel Haibunu," which translates to "kill the Boer," during a heated debate on land reform. The arrest order was confirmed late Wednesday night following an emergency closed-door session of the National Security Council, a body tasked with safeguarding the country's stability in times of crisis. The council convened urgently after widespread outrage and panic erupted across various sectors, including civil society, political watchdogs, and farming unions. The decision was further buttressed by legal counsel from the Office of the State Attorney, which advised that Malema's utterances could be construed as incitement to violence, potentially violating the country's constitutional protections against hate speech. According to a source inside the National Security Council, President Ramaphosa weighed the possible implications of Malema's actions for several hours before signing the arrest warrant. The president reportedly described Malema's conduct as a clear and dangerous threat to national unity, public safety, and the democratic integrity of our parliament. The incident occurred during a televised parliamentary debate on land expropriation without compensation, a subject that has historically polarized South Africans and triggered emotionally charged rhetoric from all sides of the political spectrum. Malema, known for his fiery speeches and unyielding stance on land reform, used the opportunity to launch into the liberation-era chant, "Jubel Haibunu." The slogan, originally associated with anti-apartheid struggle songs, was aimed at expressing resistance to white minority rule. However, in today's democratic South Africa, it has become a highly contentious issue, viewed by many as racially provocative and inciting violence, particularly toward white farmers. This marked the first time the chant had been performed in the actual chambers of parliament in post-apartheid South Africa. Malema's defiance came despite multiple warnings from the Speaker of Parliament, who called on him to retract the statement. Instead, Malema doubled down, dismissing the Speaker's pleas and launching a fiery rebuke against both the ruling African National Congress, ANC, and South Africa's judiciary. "You do not get to sanitize our revolution," Malema roared, flanked by his visibly supportive EFF colleagues. "If you are afraid of the truth, then step aside. The land must return to its rightful owners, no matter the cost." His declaration was met with immediate uproar in the chamber. Members of opposition parties stood in protest, and several ANC MPs were seen leaving the chamber in visible frustration. Outside the House, the response was even more explosive. The chant sparked nationwide condemnation, particularly from agricultural groups and civil rights organizations. AfriForum, a minority rights group representing mostly Afrikaner interests, issued a strongly worded statement calling the chant hate-filled and an incitement to genocide. The South African Agricultural Union expressed concern for the safety of farmers, citing a rise in farm attacks in recent years. Many analysts noted that Malema's actions could inflame racial tensions at a time when South Africa is grappling with deepening economic inequalities and political fragmentation. Legal scholars weighed in almost immediately. Professor Thulasau Mabasa, a constitutional law expert at the University of Pretoria, explained that while South Africa's constitution guarantees freedom of expression, it does not protect hate speech or any form of speech that directly incites violence. There's a very delicate balance between preserving the historical legacy of liberation and ensuring that such expressions don't put lives at risk or threaten public order, she said. The Constitutional Court has, in prior rulings, warned political leaders against reviving slogans with violent connotations without proper historical context and restraint. Indeed, the Constitutional Court had previously ruled that slogans like "Kill the Boer" must be approached with caution due to their potential to incite violence and cause public unrest. This context makes Malema's actions even more serious, as they appear to be a direct challenge not only to the parliamentary order but to the judiciary's authority. Within hours of the parliamentary session, political fallout began. The Democratic Alliance, DA, filed an official complaint demanding that Malema be charged with hate speech and incitement. The Inkatha Freedom Party, IFP, joined the chorus of criticism, warning that South Africa was inching dangerously close to a constitutional crisis. President Ramaphosa, who has generally maintained a cautious approach toward Malema's populist tactics, appeared to shift his stance dramatically. In his late-night address following the National Security Council meeting, Ramaphosa expressed his deep concern about the preservation of South Africa's fragile democracy. "Freedom of expression is a sacred right in our constitution," he said. "But no right can exist without responsibility. When rhetoric crosses into incitement, when words become weapons, it becomes the duty of the state to act decisively to protect all citizens, regardless of race or political affiliation." He added that Malema's conduct had crossed a line that threatens not only the peace of our nation but the integrity of our democratic institutions. Law enforcement sources have confirmed that a special unit within the South African Police Service, SAPS, has been assigned to carry out Malema's arrest. The unit has reportedly been placed on high alert amid concerns that the move could trigger widespread protests from Malema supporters. The EFF has called an emergency press conference and vowed to resist what they describe as the politically motivated attack on the voice of the oppressed. Meanwhile, social media erupted with polarized reactions. Hashtags such as #ArrestMalema and #FreeMalema began trending simultaneously, reflecting the deep divisions in public opinion. While some citizens praised Ramaphosa for taking a firm stand against hate speech, others accused him of using the state apparatus to silence dissent. As of this writing, Julius Malema has not yet been taken into custody, but SAPS sources indicate that his arrest is imminent. In the coming days, the nation is likely to witness unprecedented legal, political, and social drama as the consequences of this historic moment unfold. Whether the arrest will diffuse tensions or pour fuel on an already volatile fire remains to be seen, but what is certain is that South Africa is now standing at a critical crossroads in its democratic journey.